And now, from Time Serve Studios, straight out of Greenwood County, everybody's favorite time of day, the Name Game.
Year.
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right, and clerk, for the docket notes, you did get that language and country?
Yes, I did, Judge.
All right, thank you very much. If there's nothing further, Mr. Peniel will be excused at this time. Is there a Mazalawa Nguomoja? Is that this person? Deputy, who do you have?
No, this is not that person. This is Antonio Knight.
Thank you.
Knight, starting with a K.
We are on the record in 2023 TR 244, State of Kansas versus Antonio Dwayne Knight.
Welcome back to Time Serve, the channel that scans the docket so you don't have to. And today we visit the dynamic duo of 14B, and they are not happy with this defendant. He has been through the system for years, and he is still so young. However, he is full of excuses, and quite frankly, the court does not believe him at all. This clip has everything: a PO Judge Washington, a ranting Rachel McDuffie, and an arguing public defender. If you enjoy the dynamic duo and want more, check this out right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Set your notifications to all. Let's roll, nerds.
State of Michigan versus Najee Shafi, case number 23 FB 2436. Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lawrence Margolis on behalf of Najee Shafi, who is here. Mr. Shafi, please unmute and state your name for the court.
Hi, my name is Najee Shafi.
Good morning, everyone. Today's day and time scheduled for sentencing in this matter. Have you had a chance to go over the report with your client?
I have, Your Honor, and we have no additions or corrections or suggested modifications to it.
Are you sure about that?
The report itself, as in the investigative.
I got you. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Ms. McDuffie.
Your Honor, I was debating about saying some of the things I wanted to say on the record. Maybe we should approach just at least briefly.
All right, we'll do. Okay.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Responsibility for that, and he doesn't want to have problems with the law in the future. I know what Your Honor has indicated is her likely position on HIDA. I will just again request that the court consider allowing him to be on HIDA. He is 26 years old now. He won't get that opportunity again. And it's a good hook to keep people walking the fine line, doing everything they need to do. I know Your Honor will say so is jail, and of course that's true. And he is aware of that as well. But given that he has a degree, that he's a recent graduate, I think HIDA, I would submit that HIDA would be something that would be a real incentive for him to do everything he needs to do. So I would again suggest or request or hope that Your Honor would consider allowing him to have that. This man is on an upward trajectory from today forward, from many days in the recent past forward, and HIDA would allow us to continue on that. As far as the recommendation, I think it's not unreasonable. I would request if Your Honor was, he's going to be working full time. He is, lives at home with his mother. He is trying to save his money. He doesn't have a lot of, quote, time. 48 hours community service. I would ask Your Honor to consider reducing that maybe to 24 hours community service. I think the moral recognition therapy course is warranted in this case, and I would ask Your Honor to implement that. Submit to and pay for drug and alcohol tests. I will obviously have to leave that at the court's discretion. I don't know if that's necessary in this instance. No use or possession of alcohol or marijuana. I would ask Your Honor he does have a medical marijuana card or a marijuana card, and I think it's necessary to be around marijuana for his work. So I would ask Your Honor to strike that provision. A written letter of apology to the deputies. I have no problem, obviously, with that. I think that would be good. Mr. Shaffey and I have discussed that and why that is ordered and how that I think is important to his moving forward. I would ask Your Honor to strike the armed DUI course. He was not driving in this instance. He will be in therapy. He will be doing the moral recognition course. And other than that, I thank Your Honor and Ms. McDuffie for your time and private discussion in this matter.
Thank you. Ms. McDuffie?
Thank you, Your Honor. First, for the record, I'm going to respond to what Mr. Margolis sent me in the chat. So just to be clear, I absolutely had an objection, a personal objection, and in not feeling that HIDA was appropriate to this case. However, I wanted to also be clear for the record that I have not gone against our office's written agreements. I just expressed my displeasure with the situation. It is the court that indicated that it was not willing to follow that agreement, and the options were given to Mr. Margolis's client, Mr. Shaky. So let's just be clear about what's happening and who's driving the bus here. As far as Mr. Shaky's case actually goes, I agree. Him being 26 years old and not eligible again is important because he wouldn't even have been eligible at this point if they hadn't changed that law a few years ago to extend the age out that far. If this were purely a case of mental health or some other challenges, preventing Mr. Shaky from knowing what he's doing and controlling his behavior, I think that would absolutely be a different situation, but it's not. Mr. Shaky knows enough. Well, first of all, Mr. Shaky has been in the criminal justice system for over 10 years now, or at least 14 years since 2013. And with the same types of cases, with the same types of issues. I am sensitive to the fact that he does have mental health issues that he needs to deal with. He needs to comply with his treatment so that he can continue on the upward trajectory that he appears to be on. I want that for him as much as Mr. Margolis does and as much as everybody in his life does and everybody in his courtroom does. None of us here want to see him fail. But at this point, he has had the benefit of HIDA and juvenile dispositions, which are essentially the same effect of being non-public and dismissing your record on multiple charges over several years. And at this point in his life, he knows enough to create a different version of events and reality that benefits him. And that's happening after all of that. So the benefit of HIDA is supposed to be a deterrence effect. It's supposed to be an appreciation of your youth and that you don't want to keep going this way. What it's become here, and what I'm usually afraid of in a lot of cases, is that it's become an incentive to continue that same behavior. So for him to continue instead moving upward and forward, consequences need to be real in order for him to want to avoid them and actually make a change here. Something has to give, something has to stop, because whatever has been happening for him, he's been given an opportunity time and time again for very serious charges. I'm not going to repeat them, but I can't imagine having some of those cases dismissed and continuing to act this way. And not only continuing to act this way, but knowing that you acted that way and acting as if you didn't, in a sense, with the minimization that we discussed in the breakout room. So that being said, I appreciate that he is still willing to move forward with this. And I hope that the reality of this case causes him to do what he needs to do to stay compliant and treat what's affecting him mentally, emotionally, physically, including abstaining from substances. I'll leave that to the court in terms of what needs to happen there. But I hope he gets all the treatment available to him and more, because this is very real. And I hope that his behavior is going to become as real to him as it is to everybody else that's been affecting for this long.
Mr. Shafi, what would you like to say, sir?
I just want to say thank you to the prosecutor for the kind words. You know, am very remorseful for my actions, and I am more than happy to write that letter to the police officers that, you know, I disrespected. You know, I regret my actions. I'm here right now.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I missed that part.
Oh, I said, you know, I'm still young. I'm doing everything I can to advance my career right now. I really regret everything I did, and I'm like more than willing to write a letter to the sheriffs and just like apologize for being disrespectful if I was, and just the things that I did. You know, I want to take full accountability for my actions, and I want to move on from this and continue to, you know, do good, and provide, and so I thank you for, you know, you guys, the opportunity and everything, and the high hopes. So I am sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chafee.
Thanks.
I'm studying Mr. Chafee to try to figure out. You know, one of the things you said in your statement to the probation department is that you have anxiety. That is the thing that you blame for not getting out of the car when the police asked you to get out of the car. That doesn't comport with the police report at all.
So one thing I will say is that if you do look back at the video, you can hear me saying my name is Najee. And then the police officer does say you're lying about your name.
Dude, that's enough right now. Najee.
Nervous. And like, I mean, obviously, you know, I was nervous when they pulled up. So it was just, I don't know. There was a couple little things that were just like, you know, it just seemed like wasn't true, but I did drink out of the bottle in the car, and you know, that was my fault. I shouldn't have done that, and I should have gotten out of the car when they asked me to initially, instead of being hesitant. So that was all, you know, I regret doing that completely. I was having anxiety at that time.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The reality is I'm not ready to proceed with sentencing today. I want to see the video. I want to see what he's saying. He does exhibit signs of anxiety today. I'd like to take a look at this before I make my final decision and see if there's any truth to what he was saying.
So you heard it. Judge Washington needs more before she could rule in this case. And we watch Judge Washington on a daily basis. So the minute I have an update, you will be the first to know.
Would you like me to provide that, Your Honor, or Ms. McDuffie, or how would you like that to be accomplished?
I'd like it.
I can have our office send the link to the court.
Okay, that would be great. July 11th. Does that work with your calendar, Mr. Margolis?
I'll make it work.
July 11th, 2024 at 10 a.m.
Anything further, Your Honor?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
Good day.
You too.
Have a good one.